Hello, friends. Welcome to the show and happy new month. Happy October. Oh my goodness. It is almost, well, actually, no, it's not almost. It is fall season and you are in for a treat for today's episode. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Verona. I'm a macros coach, nutrition coach, and I am teaching you all things macros when it comes to losing weight and keeping it off sustainable. I am your girl, okay? I'm giving you 6 overachiever hacks for weight loss success. Now, if you are somebody who's an overachiever or you know a sister friend that is an overachiever, especially in the realms of weight loss, then this is the episode for them. Grab a virtual coffee, tea, water, match, or pull up a chair because today's episode is going to be just for you. Don't forget to bring your notepad and pen. But of course, if you're driving, drive safe. Obviously you can't take notes, but buckle up because today's episode is going to be a good one. Hey friend, welcome to Lose Weight with Macros, the Basics podcast show with me, your host Verona. If you're somebody who's overwhelmed by all of the conflicting information out there, you're confused about how much protein you should be eating, how to count macros, you don't have time to figure out your macros, and you're sick and tired of repeating the same old boring meals because it is exhausting, you are in the right place. This Lose Weight with Macros Basics podcast is specifically for you. You're the woman who wants to learn how to track your macros and do it sustainably, do it in a way that you can enjoy your foods and you don't have to cut out your favorite foods, and we're not here for that. So my friends, if this is you, grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab your water, grab your matcha, your notepad and pen, because today's episode is going to be a juicy one. So buckle up friends, let's get it. Okay, we've talked about the busy mom, we've talked about the busy boss woman, we've talked about the busy entrepreneur, we've talked about all the homeschooling mom. Today we are talking about the overachiever. Now, who is the overachiever? You might be able to identify with this definition, and no shade here or no shame, friends. I used to be the overachiever too. So you are the overachiever if you've been trying to lose weight for years, but it just never seems to stick. You're tired of being tired and frustrated with yo-yo dieting, and all you want once and for all is results. And the thing is, when you overachieve and underget results that you want, then it is a little bit discouraging. So overachieving means that you're dieting, you're doing all of these things and you're desperately trying to lose weight, but you're not ending up with the results that you want. For instance, you might be following people who decide to eat 1,200 calories, or you might decide to follow people that tell you you've got to restrict yourself and don't eat carbs, aka keto or aka the low carb diet. And actually you might see some results in the short term, but in the long term you want fat loss. You stand on the scale and then on the Monday you see that you've gained over 10 pounds and you're like, you know what, forget this. You're throwing all sorts of things out the window, all sorts of expletives are coming from your mouth, and you're like, what is the point in me trying to lose weight when I am not doing anything right? What is wrong with me? Now, before we even kick off this episode, let me tell you, it is not you that's the problem, but let me tell you, the methods that you're doing might be doing you a disservice rather than actually helping you lose weight like it is that you want to do. Now, have you ever found yourself in the position of needing to lose a few pounds? I mean, even I've got a few fat pounds to lose. I'm on my journey, 20 years of being addicted to fast food, 3 times a day, every single day, 7 days a week. All I ever did was eat fatty fast foods. And I tended to eat more food than my body would need, to the point where, you know, when you have to undo your buttons to breathe, to give your body room to breathe. Yeah, I did that every single day. And I could not be without a sweet tooth or a snack after I ate. Now, if I've just read your mail, then you are in the right place. You're exactly where you need to be because this episode is for you. This is exactly why I became a coach, to burst those bubbles and to help you lose weight with success without cutting out carbs or your favorite foods. Unless, of course, you've been medically advised to, then follow the advice of your medical care provider and do what you need to do, because that will assure you will get the results that you need. Now, if you found yourself in the position of needing to lose a few pounds, like I actually was, and I still got some fat to lose, but right now, oh, your girl is looking snatched. I mean, if you're in focus on the fat loss, I'll show you some of my before and after photos. Then I'm showing you the receipts so you know that this thing really actually works. But if you're somebody who doesn't know how to go about it, and you know that exercise is important and you should be eating healthier foods, and you could be eating healthier foods, and you would have been eating healthier foods, all those shoulda, woulda, couldas, but you don't really understand what those things mean, then you are not alone. Now, the thing is, many women just like yourself have tried dieting. I was one of those women who tried dieting. I tried the whole cutting out carbs. I'll tell you what ended up happening. In the office that I used to work in before the pandemic hit, but the office would decide to celebrate people's birthdays with Krispy Kremes. Glazed donut, anyone? Hello? They decided to celebrate. If it was your birthday, they would celebrate, and they would, on their way in, we lived past we worked in a building that was near a busy train station or tube station. Actually, what do you call it in the States? I'm not sure. But it was a train station, might be train station. Sometimes we have our English, we can mistake it for, for granted. And I say something, say takeaway. We don't have takeaway. We have takeaway. You guys have takeout. So some of my American clients, and they're like, what's a takeaway? And it's takeout. So when I give these definitions, that's what I'm trying to do. So because our English is completely different. But we had a train station. The train station was a major train station. And so it was really busy. Now, when I first started this job, I bought a box of donuts just to welcome myself to the team and just, just be nice. But I didn't know the custom tradition was to buy boxes of Krispy Kreme or buy a mixed box of Krispy Kreme donuts, and that was the tradition when it was somebody's birthday. Can you imagine? We had cake, we had donuts, we had sweets, we had crisps, we had all of the things. Now, if you've ever followed the ketogenic diet before, or you've tried a low carb diet, you know that you are called bad if you have any of those things. So when I came in, I didn't know when people's birthdays were. You only knew when it was someone's birthday when the box of Krispy Kreme donuts came out. And to top it off, my desk was, yes, right opposite the donut stack. And when I was doing keto, I was like, man, why are you not doing this to me? So obviously, I could not give in to temptation. I could not withhold. I had to give in to temptation. But what happens when you're restricting yourself and you're eating ridiculously low calories? What the diet culture gets you to believe is you are a mistake. You're going to be fat. You're going to lose all of your progress if you eat this one thing. But lo and behold, what happened with keto is it didn't get me to eat one donut, not two donuts, but it actually got me to eat 3 Krispy Kreme donuts in the quick succession of 3 minutes. And then I decided, oh no, that's not enough. I had some Charlie the chocolate cake and I had some chocolate, and I was eating like Augustus Gloop in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, in the Willy Wonka factory, just like I won the golden ticket and I had a free pass to the whole factory. If you've not seen Willy and what's it called? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, then you are missing out. And that was my favorite film as a child. Probably why I got addicted to sweets as a child as well. But if you are like this is what happens. This is the picture. Picture it in your mind. This is what you are like when you are restricting yourself from carbohydrates, which give the body energy and which give us fuel. And it's just not nice. It is not fun. And it's especially not fun when you feel like you're a failure when you give in. Now, the reason why that happens is going to be unveiled in a snacking workshop. This will be a paid workshop that you can refer back to when things are getting a little bit hard. In order for you to find out when that is, go over to the website vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/events to find out all of the information. Now, you are not alone. If I've literally just described your everyday life, many people who have tried dieting before have ended up feeling frustrated or confused about how to actually do this thing called fat loss successfully. And for good reason, because most diets are either complicated or too restricted to follow forever. And we know this, you know this, and I know this. And it's exactly why I created Focus on the Fat Loss, which Focus on the Fat Loss is the macros coaching program. One of the things that I believe here as a coach at VA Nutrition Coaching and on the podcast, I believe in making weight loss simple, not just losing weight, but you need to burn the fat. Like, many of you struggle with your bum pooch. Many of you struggle with your tummy, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, well, when is this jiggly belly going to leave? So I believe in making weight loss. I believe in making fat loss simple and sustainable for you women, not every woman, but for the women who want to regain your confidence back. You want to regain the confidence in your mind. You want to regain the confidence back in your body by helping you track macros right. And that's why I offer individualized coaching as well as group coaching programs, aka Focus on the Fat Loss, so that you can get the support you need while learning everything you need to know about macros so that your fat loss journey is more successful than you have ever had. So now that we've got that story out the way, now that you know I'm a real person, now that you know I've had the same struggles or very similar struggles to you, it's not just all macros. I have struggled. I've been fat. I've regained it. Even whilst being a macros coach, I've regained it due to injury, and the enemy just tempted me with my mind, and then I went back into it. Now I'm no longer in that place. So I want to be able to just let you know, if you're new here, it is okay to be here and to show up as yourself. Now, when it comes to losing weight, there is no doubt about it that it is hard. It can be even harder when you're somebody who likes to overachieve and you have to do everything better than everyone else. Over on the podcast, I like to use this name, Sally. Forgive me if your name is Sally. I'm not talking specifically about you. Her name. That's just her name. Her name is Sally, because what happens is you see Sally's before and after results and you want to know what Sally did. What did you do? What did you eat? How much did you eat? Tell me when you did this. Tell me when you did that. And the thing is, when Sally tells you, you're like, oh, okay, well done, thank you. Because you realize it's hard work and you are not quite ready to do that hard work just yet. And that's okay. If you're not quite ready to lose weight, that's okay. but make sure you don't keep cycling the same thing. It has to come to a point when you are ready. No one can force you to be ready. Sometimes you have to do it not fully ready, but making sure that you are going to do it. I'm here to tell you, with a little bit of getting out of your own way, some positive talk, not a negative narrative that keeps playing over in our mind, and with some encouragement from people who are on the same journey as you. I mean, we meet a lot of women that who are on the journey rather than who aren't, right? And we're trying to wonder what we need to do. Now, with those things in mind, losing weight is totally doable. So, my friend, if you are up for the challenge, keep listening for these 6 tips for an overachiever weight loss success. Now, the first step towards losing weight is to find the positive in every situation. Sometimes what we can end up doing is we can let our negative thoughts and our negative mindsets run rampant in our mind as if they've got free rent, and they're scurrying in our minds over and over again all day, every day, playing like a broken record. And that can get us down, that can be disheartening, that can be discouraging. But the important thing to remember is not to let those negative mindsets or people in our lives drag us down. It's important to be encouraging. It's important to be positive. And these things that I'm encouraging you with when it comes to focus on the fat loss, vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/focus is where you can sign up and join us in November. But it's important to stay positive about your fat loss goals. It's also important to be positive about things in your life that may not be going as well as you hoped or as you wanted. There is always a positive in all circumstances, even if we are in dire straits. Now, I'm not talking about being positive and be like, oh, hey, when you've got dire situations. I'm not talking about just trying to muster up the positive. Of course, you have to go through your emotions. We're human people. But after you've gone through that initial grief, that initial stage, then it's about trying to find the positive in those situations. The next one is make a plan. Now, to make this goal easier for you is plan out your meals for the week and stick to them. Now, if you are at a loss as to what to get, go to the website vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/recipes. There's a 5-ingredient recipe pack, 40 recipes with just 5 ingredients. If you are somebody who is saying, I don't know how to eat healthy, I've just solved that problem for you. All you need is 5 ingredients. That's it. 5 simple ingredients. And I've given you 40 recipes. I've given you a meal plan. I've given you the recipes. You can even track them in MyFitnessPal. I have given you everything you need to get this journey started right. Now, if you still don't do that, then I don't know what it is that I can do to actually help you. When you're doing that, you don't need to think. You don't need to use your brain cells. You don't need to use brain power that you could easily be using and regenerating by just going to sleep and taking a nap and, just regenerating and just finding strength. You don't need to worry about what am I going to eat? What am I going to eat to lose fat? Then I've got to deal with the kids trying to eat something different for every meal. Let us focus on how to eat healthy because you are the parent. You are the head of the home. You are the head of the house. It's not necessarily forcing your children to be like, what I say goes, you eat what I eat, and everyone's got to eat what I eat because not everybody in your household is going to be doing the same thing that you are doing. However, in focus on the fat loss and in coaching, you're coming to the school of Verona and I'm helping you learn how to navigate those things. So it's not a battle for nutrition every single night and your kids are like, I don't want this. Well, if you don't want to eat, this is what's on the offer. You cannot have Wendy's every single day. You cannot have Chick-fil-A every single day. It is a time of crisis right now. I don't have money to be buying that every single week. You're going to eat this and we're going to eat this in the week. And then we're going to learn to have this over on the weekend. Now, if you're planning that with your children and they can actually see and look forward to it, as long as it's good behavior and those things that can reward, then it's a manageable thing. Of course, you are going to have trouble when it first starts. And they will quickly learn that we cannot have our way every single day. We're teaching our children to be adults and to live this life because sometimes adulthood is hard work out there. So not everything that we want doesn't come easy and it doesn't come on a plate. Okay? So when it comes to that, it's about keeping yourself focused on healthy eating. And I'm not telling you to cut out all your unhealthy foods. I'm not telling you to throw out your fizzy drinks, because what will end up happening is the story that happened at the beginning, and you will be like I was in the beginning. That's unrealistic. So you're doing things that are realistic and fit into your lifestyle. The next thing that you can do is make up a funky little reward system for yourself. I don't mean rewarding yourself with food because that just defeats the object. I mean, you can go to YouTube or you could go to Prime Video or wherever it is and buy a cheesy movie. Every £10 that you lose, make a commitment that there's one cheesy movie that you like, you can go and see. You can go and buy, pay your subscription to watch it or buy yourself a new book. on Kindle, a physical book if you like to hear the turning of pages, whatever it is a motivating factor that you can have. It's an encouraging thing. Every time you lose £10, then you can go and buy something that is not food related. It can be anything. It can be something that relates to your personality, a color of clothing. You might always wear black and you might put a pop of color, like a necklace that might be mustard, that might be orange, that might, whatever it is, be creative and make it a little reward system that encourages you. Now, according to Epstein, keeping track of your progress helps keep things fresh and exciting. Having a picture of yourself at the beginning or even now can help you keep perspective on how far you've come. Now, there are women who don't like weighing on the scale, so we also adopt this in focus on the fat loss. The next thing is find someone to do this with you. Focus on the fat loss will be 20 women. So 20 women that you might not have met before. You might come with a friend, and you and your friend might do this, and we start off in November. But when you're doing this with somebody, it's better than when you're doing it on your own. You've got somebody to bounce ideas off. You've got somebody to talk through things with. Now, when you're doing it in the group coaching, we're live group coaching, and you can bring your questions in the week, and then we're going through the topics in the week. And in those live sessions, where each session we will actually be doing everything live. So throughout the next week, you'll be able to do those things and do those things well. The next thing is you are drowning out the saboteurs in your life. And the saboteurs in your life are the people who will tell you just one won't hurt. Oh, so and so is just big boned. Oh, how many times have I heard that? Tell them to stop talking in my head. By keeping them out of your life and looking for people who will support your goals, or not only talking about their goals. So this kind of goes in line with the last point, but I'm going to expand on it a little bit more. The next step is to literally cut out those people in your life. Now, it might be a little bit hard if those people are people you're married to. So I am not telling you, I'm not a marriage counselor, I'm not a marriage advisor. I'm not telling you to divorce your husband. I'm not telling you to do that. Okay. You might also have a lot of friends who are overweight, but that doesn't mean that they are happy about it and want to lose weight with you. Case in point, remember September. September was Labor Day for you guys in the States. Our Labor Day is in May. But with Labor Day comes food. With Labor Day comes barbecues. Now, do you remember Auntie Susu? Auntie Susu, she said to you, or her husband said to you, Uncle Bob said to you, are you really going to eat that? When he saw you've got 2 burgers, some corn on the cob, and everything else that you could possibly fit on plate number 1, Uncle Bob and Auntie Susu said to you, are you really going to eat that? I thought you was on a diet. Oh, are you going to eat that? Look, oh my goodness. I thought you said you were losing weight. Are you sure you lost weight? Meanwhile, Uncle Bob and Auntie Susu are more heavier than you are put together. But the audacity of them both, they are pointing out the things in you when their doctor is concerned as much as for their triglycerides or their high cholesterol as your doctor is for you. Now, oftentimes people who are envious of the things that you are doing, people who know they need to change, they don't want to change. So what they do, out comes the narcissist, out comes the narcissistic traits, out comes the gaslighting. And they're putting you on blast for things that they know they need to change in their own lives. I don't condone it. I don't agree with it. But sadly, that's how some people are. Now, they might be jealous, they might be resentful, or some people are just mean spirited and they don't have nice things to say because of things that go on in them. Now, you're not a therapist to go in and dig deep. I'm not their therapist to go in and dig deep. The only people that matter in that situation, in that time, is you. Now, you don't need to physically cut them off. It just means you could cut them off by your speech. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Are you really going to eat that? Yeah, I am going to eat it. Actually, you know what I'm going to go and do? You just reminded me. I'm going to go and put some mustard and some tomato ketchup and some mayo on this and make a banging burger sauce. Would you like one? And you change the topic. That will shut someone up and not shut them up quickly. And that's it. That's all that there is. The bottom line is their negativity will hold you back from reaching your goals because it's going to be playing over and over and over and over and over in your head. Because the Mindset One-to-One program is more about mindset. We dig into these things a lot more. So I'm talking about how to equip you with the tools to do that. What happens when they keep coming at you? What things can you do? Now, it's important for an overachiever to surround yourself with positive people or people who speak life into you, who actually support your goals and encourage encourage you. And don't get discouraged when things get tough, or you miss a workout there here one day or 2 days, or hello Mother Nature comes, or it's time of the month for you, or whatever it is, or you're just having a hot flush and you've got cravings. Whatever it is, you've got women in your pocket that are encouraging you. That is the important thing to get. Not women who are telling you to do things that are restrictive and do things that are damaging their body and it's going to damage your body too, but they're encouraging you to keep going, to keep pressing on. So start by choosing women that are really going to support you. And that's the ethos that I've got surrounded in Focus on the Fat Loss. That's why it's 20 women. And I'm telling you, if you are a woman who's going to come and rain on someone else's parade, I will refund you the whole figure and send you on your way. I'd rather you don't apply to this program, because you are not there to support anyone else. You are there to bring people down, and I am not here for that. And they don't sign up to take that in place. If they get that at home, they don't want that from some strangers. That kind of behavior, that kind of attitude is not welcome here. And the next tip that you need to know, friends, if you're an overachiever for weight loss success, tell at least one person about your weight loss efforts so they know what you're trying to accomplish and can help keep you accountable. Now, these last three tips go hand in hand. You're telling people that are supportive of you. Have you ever told someone something, you thought they were supportive of you, but they ended up being jealous of you, and it was just a hot mess express? It's important for you to tell someone about your weight loss efforts so they can help keep you accountable. Hello, I'm one of those people. But the person that you're picking and you're choosing is someone who's going to be supportive, but someone who will give you honest feedback and encouragement when you need it the most, which is why I'm your wing woman on Focus on the Fat Loss. I tell you as it is. I tell you in love, but I tell you in a way that supports you. So I don't only tell you actually, well, if you know that it's weekends that are the struggle for you, but you're not doing anything Monday to Friday to overcome that and combat that, then you're going to keep repeating these patterns. So after the 8 weeks, you're going to spend and invest your money, and you're going to keep coming on until you're ready to change and address that. You're going to keep getting the same results. You can't blame me and tell me Veronica's program didn't work, because you haven't done everything in your power and your capability to change the habits. Now, if you don't have somebody in mind, don't worry. It's never too late or early to ask somebody to come on board with your goals. If everyone else is busy helping themselves lose weight, and they should be, then maybe it's time for you to help them lose more weight. Get qualified, become a nutrition coach once you've learned how to track your macros successfully for yourself. There are so many avenues that can happen and that you can go to when you finally find the key, like I did. And then you might be doing a podcast of your own in a few years to come. So, my friends, recapping on 6 overachiever hacks for weight loss success is: find the positive in every situation, make up a funky little reward system for yourself, get a workout buddy, do this with a friend, drown out the saboteurs, tell at least one person about your weight loss efforts so they will keep you accountable. Hello, I will be your accountability buddy, your wing woman, your coach on Focus on the Fat Loss, doing this for you, equipping you with the tools to do it, so to continue once the coaching has ended. But if you're ready to start losing weight and living a healthier life, then let's get started. Let's not put this off any longer. Remember, this is a journey, and it can be a long one at times. It can be a long one, but don't get discouraged. It's your body, so take care of it in whatever way makes sense for you and is sustainable, and you can do it long term. Isn't a diet. That means isn't restricting yourself from food in order for you to lose weight. You can absolutely lose weight by eating more and still lose weight without restricting yourself from food, unless you are medically advised to do so. If you're not being medically advised to restrict carbohydrates, then there's no need for you to be doing it, and there's definitely no need for you to be eating restrictively low calories and boring foods as if that's the only way that's going to help you. It doesn't help you. You don't like it. You don't enjoy it. So let's stop doing it. And if you're serious about this, then head over to the website vianutritioncoaching.co.uk/focus to sign up and reserve your spot for the nutrition coaching program. If you want to know what Focus on the Fat Loss is and you have no idea what it is, then go and listen to the live group coaching and episode 138, where I give you a Q&A, everything related to Focus on the Fat Loss. Now, at the time of the podcast recording, the price was a separate price, and I did warn you the price is going to increase, and it has now increased. Hopefully, friends, I cannot wait to catch you on the next one, and I can't wait to see and get all of your forms rolling in for me to get your macros ready for us when we start in November, supporting you on losing weight, maintaining it even through the holiday season, aka Thanksgiving and Christmas. Can't wait to catch you in the next one. Hey friend, you made it to the end of the episode. What was your biggest takeaway from today's episode? Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review over on iTunes. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about today's episode, or you need help, then you can contact me over on Instagram at VA Nutrition Coaching Podcast, or email me support@vanutritioncoaching.co.uk, or you can head over to the Facebook page VA Nutrition Coaching Podcast. It helps us reach even more women who are fed up of dieting, don't know how to lose weight, they're frustrated with following Sally's results and they're not getting any of their own, and they just finally want to shed some pounds and do it in a way that they can sustain and they can enjoy. But my friends, that's a wrap for today's episode. I can't wait to catch you on the next one. Until then, friends, stay healthy, stay blessed, and remember, if you haven't already downloaded your 5-ingredient recipe pack, you can go to the website vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/recipes and download your 5-ingredient recipe pack. Who said healthy eating was boring? See you next time, friend.